Well, hello, everybody. Good to see you again. Welcome back into Spartan Stadium. William Galloway, Coach Chris Yeager. Coach, good to see you.
Good to see you, William.
This is the Coach Chris Yeager pregame show presented by Reeves Construction. And once again, we're on the field. We got some natural lighting here, but Coach, it is playoff time. Mortimer Jordan's in the house tonight. We've moved the game up to Thursday. We'll talk about all the logistics and those things, but at the end of the day, it's football time in November, and that's got to be a good feeling.
Yeah, it is. You know, another day with the team, another day to get to coach, another day to get to play, and you know, it feels like fall too. So
it does.
You know, new season. So we're excited.
All right, so let's look back now. We had a bye week last week. I hope you enjoyed your bye week. Did you do something fun?
I worked on first round of playoffs, which was fun.
That's good. Yeah. That's good. No vacation or travels or anything. Just a lot of film. And so now we look even further back from that bye week to Shades Valley, and that was the final regular season game. And we got to honor the 75 state championship team, do a lot of fun things, and had a big win 34-7. So if we can rack our brains all the way back to that game, what did you learn from your team and what stood out to you on tape?
Well, we wanted to finish strong, you know, and by finishing strong, we wanted to play the game fast, precise. We wanted to finish our plays and finish the season well too. I feel like the guys did. I feel like the execution was crisp. It was like you would want it to be in week 10, you know, and so really pleased with that performance by our guys.
It felt like a really well-balanced game, and we look back at that, offensively scoring that many points, defensively only allowing 7, and then you talk about the special teams and younger guys stepping up. It really was kind of the complete and total package. So we move forward now into tonight's game. Let's kind of tell everybody how we got here. It's a Thursday night game. We've moved it up, and we're playing at 7:30. We want to give a big shout out to everyone for their flexibility, from the high school administration to all of our game time partners, cheerleaders, Dorian's band, Color Guard, and all that. But we're here, and regardless, we're excited.
Well, yeah, and just a shout out to the band, Carrie Busby, you know, everybody that, you know, got things in motion so that we'd be able to play on a clear night. You know, there's threat of inclement weather on Friday, and so, you know, it's better for our fans, it's better for everybody participating. But there had to be a lot of levers that were pulled and a lot of things that were moved in order to do this. And so, anyway, a lot of people working together. But anyway, I really do appreciate the spirit of teamwork, you know, to be able to pull this off because I think everybody benefits from it.
Absolutely. We got the best people, and you're all here tonight watching, whether you're watching live on the broadcast, rewatching a rerun on YouTube, or here tonight on this turf in the stands in Spartan Stadium, playoff time. All right, Coach, you talked about watching the film during your bye week. Mortimer Jordan, what do they bring to the table, and what do we have to do tonight to be successful?
Well, everybody that's here playing in postseason, you know, you earned your way here, you know. And so you've had a level of success, and they have too. I mean, they're their number 3 seed in that region. We're the number 2 seed, and so anyway, you know, when you match the 2 and 3 up, you think that it's fairly evenly matched. You know, the big thing, you know, the big challenge is the first day that you start preparing when you make the film swap. You got 10 games to look at and prepare for. So the biggest thing you got to look through is, you know, what's not important and focus on, you know, what can affect the outcome of the game. You know, to me, they've got a very physical back. They've got a quarterback, makes good decisions. Manages the game well. You know, in the defenses, you know, they play team defense. You know, so you know they're a very complete football team. They had to be, you know, to come out of that region and be the 3rd team out of that region. So, you know, they've got all the pieces there. It's going to be a great game.
Absolutely. And you talk about looking at 10 pieces of 10 games of film and things to look at. We've talked about different seniors throughout the year, and we'll hopefully continue to do that should we have the opportunity to go into this playoff run. But obviously we have a big task in front of us tonight. But I want to ask you, not player specific, but staff specific. Let's talk about your staff and how great they are, because you can't go through 10 games of film alone. You can't prepare 100 guys on your program alone. Talk about the assistant coaches and the support staff that you have that's working year-round for the benefit of these Thursday night and Friday night games.
Well, I promise you this is not the Chris Yeager show, you know, our program. It's not. There's no way that one person can pull this off. I mean, on defense, we've got Shane Stearns, Buddy Pell, Richard Kelly, Gabe Rodriguez, Jason Hamlin, Charlie Vines. I mean, all those guys on the defense side, and they do an incredible job, and they've done an incredible job this year. On the offensive side, Brad Easley, Jake Collins, Ethan Truitt, David Powell, Jeff Walters, Jalen Henderson. You know, we've got so many people that come together. And then on top of that, this year's been probably equally as important as our training staff. You know, Jake Jordan, Adam Martin, that whole staff to just keep the players ready and playing. You know, I met with some coaches this week in a Zoom meeting. And one of the things I told them, they said, you know, what are some things, you know, we were talking about blind spots. And I said, one of the things, a blind spot for me is I'm not as grateful as I should be for the incredible people around me. I think about the players. You know, they volunteer to do this. They show up and it's sunrise and they practice at sunrise. They lift, they come to practice. Sometimes they get injured. They go to the training room to mend and get back on the field as quick as they can get back on the field. And they're just voluntarily doing this, you know, and to want to be a part of this and to represent the community in the way that they do. Same thing with the staff. And so in layers, all the way up to Andy Urban, Ms. Busby, all of our administration, Dr. Barlow, I'm just layered by incredible people that have enriched my life and that I'm so grateful for, you know, when I stop and think about it. And so anyway, shout out to all those guys. And that's the product that you see out here on Friday night when we play. That's what it comes from.
Absolutely. And they're wonderful people. What a privilege it is to be surrounded by all wonderful Spartans and a great community, parents, student athletes, support staff, and just to be a small part of that is a privilege each and every week. Coach, I was at practice yesterday and things looked fast. They looked crisp. What is your level of confidence going into tonight's game based off of the body of work from the regular season and the 2 weeks of preparation you've had going into this round one game?
Well, you know, our message to the players, you know, we're not going to reinvent the wheel. You know, we're not going to all of a sudden show up and we're not take this cataclysmic jump just because it's the playoffs. You know, we always talk about, you know, marginal gains, the aggregation of marginal gains. You just work on small things and get better at the smallest of details over and over and over and over. Have intentional reps in practice, and what that leads to is it leads to a more precise and a more higher speed of the game. The other thing too is, you know, you hope that through the course of the year that you've developed the mental toughness to be able to finish plays. And so that's the things that we've been talking about. You know, we see it in practice, and what we see, you know, we're pleased with. You know, we just got to go out and we've just got to transfer that from the practice field to the game.
All right, and then last question for you here. This is a fun one. You didn't know this was coming.
Okay.
Can you give us your best Jim Mora playoffs?
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.
Oh yeah, playoffs. Yeah. Playoffs? You talking playoffs? Playoffs? Yeah, that's almost like the Iverson practice, you know, that you put those two together. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we're so excited to be here. Here's some highlights from the season and a cinematic kind of preview to get you hyped up and ready for tonight's game. We're so glad you're here, Coach, and we hope to be able to do this next week, but we'll see after tonight. Thank you so much for being along for the ride. Go Spartans. Here's some highlights, and we're excited for tonight's game.
One game at a time from here on out. They've made it to November football. That's the goal when you set out, you know, even as early as the spring.
Rolling to his left, fakes a give, throws to the end zone.
Got it!
Caught! Touchdown Spartans! Mountain Brook wins it in overtime. Lawson is going to roll, trot, leap, and fall inside the 10. Great pickup from McKnight. Out to the far side, wrapped up, but not enough for the first down. It's going to be a third down stop once again. Mountain Brook defense pitches a 3 and out. Goes for the end zone. Whoa, we got a man, and we bring it in.
He caught it!
We got it!
He caught it,
the
really!
Heave
He caught it!
2.0!
Stuart Andrews, but I'm just gushing over this offensive lineup.
Another handoff, and another great stop from Boyd Cooper. Ball is out.
Hosford Roberts that came in and made that hit, knocked the ball loose.
Throws, complete to John Coleman. Touchdown, Spartans.